Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we want to talk about avoiding and overcoming a culture shock. I started this video, but it is too long, and so we will have two parts of this video, part 1 and part 2. So enjoy part 1 right now. You move into a foreign country and you're there for a few months, and after a few months the honeymoon phase is over and you get down into the phase of culture shock. So you feel strange, you feel down, you feel misunderstood, you feel disoriented. What do you do in this phase of culture shock? Well, I have the answer for you, and this is this. Anti-culture shock, if it were that easy. It's not that easy that you take 3 pills and culture shock is over. But how to avoid and overcome culture shock is a subject that we want to treat today. So stay tuned and be with us right after the intro. After the few months in the country, you get down from the honeymoon stage down into the culture shock stage. And here you feel disoriented, everything is foggy, you feel like a little child, you don't know what to do, you don't know how to behave, so you're really down in the phase of culture shock. But what you do, you need to reorient yourself to get out of this phase. First, you need to diagnose where you are. So what is your situation? Why are you down here? Why is it that you are disoriented? So diagnose your current status. The second one is you need to look at your reactions. How do I react to this new culture, to this foreign culture? Am I hostile? Am I embracing? How do I react to values, to belief systems, to traditions that the people have? Do I accept them? Do I reject them? And what is my state? The third one is intercultural adjustment. So I need to get over, I need to learn, and I need to look at the different aspects of culture, and I need to adjust to this new and foreign culture. But now we want to look at how we can avoid and overcome culture shock. How can we get out of this valley back up to a normal pace where we can live in the culture and where we can function on a normal basis? So the first one is prepare before you go to a foreign country. Look at books, get as many books as you can and read about the foreign country, read about the culture, read about the people, and inform yourself about what's going on in this country. Inform yourself also with YouTube, with Instagram, and look at social media to see, what others have experienced when they get into this country. See how life is. See if you can bear it. And look at many videos and Instagram posts as you can to learn about the culture. The third one is to interview people who have been there, maybe foreigners or maybe nationals, interview people about the culture. Ask them tons of questions, ask them, what you should do when you get there, ask them about the values, ask them about their belief systems, and interview mainly or also people who are from that culture, because they know the best what their culture is. They are in your culture right now, and so they have experiences going through the transition period. So interview them and get as much information out of them to prepare before you arrive in the country. The last one is also look at poems, look at poesy, look at their stories. If you look at poems, if you look at their proverbs, you can learn quite a bit from their country. Proverbs reveal a lot about the values of the country. So get books on proverbs and poetry and poesy from that specific country to see how the people function, to see what the habits are, to see what their values are. Number 2, when you just arrived in the country, be aware that there's a transition period. So it's not just that you arrive and everything is good. So you go through a certain transition. When you leave your home, you lose a lot of things. You lose everything what you know. You lose a lot of friends. Lose, I mean, they are not close. You can't talk to them on an everyday basis. You lose your food, your favorite food, and things like that. And then you come into the new culture, and you don't know what's going on there. So in this culture shock period, you are in a transition, and you need to reorient yourself. Everything is foggy. You don't know how to behave. You try out the different foods, and you don't know, should I buy that? Do I like this? You talk to people, and you can't read their minds. You can't even read their verbal communication because it's so different. You can't read the gestures, and so everything is different, and you are in this foggy time where you really are disoriented. You don't know where you go, and you need to get out of this time. But be aware, so this is very important, that you know that you get into such a period of transition. And also you should know it's normal. When we did some trainings with our people in our organization and brought people together from different countries and different nationalities, and we talked about this transition period, they would look at each other and say, well, oh, you also went through that period? And so they were surprised that nearly everybody goes to such a reorientation period where they don't know how to behave and what to do. So be aware that this transition is coming, and also that this transition is normal. The third point, learn the language, learn the language, learn the language. It's so important that you learn the local language. It's not just that you can communicate, but learning the language is much more than just communicating. It gives you a certain independence. So you're not dependent on people to come over and translate. Also, it makes you secure to live in the language. When local people come together and they talk, and you don't know that language, you think, oh, are they talking about me? What are they saying? Are they saying good stuff? Are they saying bad stuff? So it's very important also for understanding the people. And not just that you understand the people, but also the people will value, because they saw that you made the effort to learn their language. And it's a question of trust if you learn their language. Don't think that you get by with English because they speak English and you speak English, so that's not enough. You need to learn the language, and you need to make an effort to learn it well. Another reason to learn the language is that you're not an outsider anymore. You get more and more into the inner circles. People accept you as one of theirs. And so you become an insider of the foreign culture. So this was part 1 of the video, Overcoming Culture Shock. And if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Put some notes into the commentaries. We would be always interested to see what you have to say about culture shock and what your experience is. And please come back next time for the second part of avoiding and overcoming culture shock.